Hare Krishna.
नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So here, how many of you are chanting less than 16 rounds? Okay, quite a few of you. Okay, nice. So today's topic is on sadhana bhakti and how actually we have to how does this process of Krishna consciousness work, and how we make advancement in the process of Krishna consciousness. So this is we have tried to present it in the form of a presentation. To start with, like there are many living entities that are there, unlimited living entities. So they are categorized amongst 84 lakh species of life. And then, so these living entities, no, so if we see like all of this are atmas, no, there are many different species of life, human beings are there, animals are there, but all of them are essentially atma. And the size of the atma is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita and mentioned in other Vedic scriptures. It's very, very minute, so minute that it is smaller than the tip of the tip, like hair, so 1/10,000 part of the tip of the hair. And so then in this species, in this 84 lakh species, there is two major divisions that actually comes, that is Tavara and Jangama, that is moving and non-moving living entities. And then amongst the moving entities, so there is so many living entities are uncivilized. Hare Krishna. So many living entities are uncivilized, so they belong to the category of Mlecha, Pulin, the Bau, the Sabara, and things like that. So there are so like civilized and uncivilized. So that is another category that comes. So then amongst the civilized, so there are many people who profess to follow the Vedic like path, but then they hardly very few actually follow the actual Vedic path, right? So this is the followers of Vedic dharma is very, very less in that. And then like amongst the followers of Vedic dharma, bulk of the people will be karmanishta. So that means why we have to follow the Vedic dharma? Because I want to become a very rich man, or I want to become a very great king or a very powerful person in this material world, and things like that. So having material desires, so and to fulfill the material desires, so one may follow the path of one may follow the Vedic path. And so amongst them, one jnani, that is, jnani is a person who's trying to get out of the material things. No, I don't want any amount of material happiness or this one, because ultimately if I die, I have to give up everything and go. So I want to get something beyond matter. So like he wants to understand something beyond matter. So such a person is called jnani, and it's very, very less amongst this one. And then amongst like millions of jnanis, so one person may actually become liberated. So and amongst millions of liberated person, so one person may actually become a devotee of Krishna. So it is being a devotee of Krishna, being a devotee of the Lord. So devotee means what? He is not wanting any material happiness, or he doesn't want even liberation. He wants to only render service to Krishna. So such a person is very, very rare, very rare in the whole equation. So now this classification is based on individuals' following the rules and regulations. No, there is another classification that is there. So that is goodness, passion, and ignorance. No. So we saw now what classification we saw. There is unlimited living entities, amongst them moving, non-moving, and amongst them like no civilized and uncivilized. And amongst civilized, no, there is very few people actually follow the Vedic Dharma. And amongst people who are following Vedic Dharma, maximum people are no, they want no like karma nishta, no, so they want some material benefits. And amongst them, no, some are jnanis, and amongst them, no, some are actually like no attaining the goal of jnana, that is liberation. And then amongst them, very little are devotees. No, this is the gradation that we saw. There is another gradation that is there. So, or like another perspective to that is there. So that is in the ignorance. If you see what is called as mode of ignorance means they are not willing to follow any rules and regulations. And mode of passion means they are willing to follow the rules and regulations for material advancement. No, so this is sakama karma. No, so that comes under that category. And then mode of goodness means they follow rules and regulations to get out of material existence. No, so like that. So this is passion is the karma and goodness is jnana, right? So and ignorance is adharma. Basically, ignorance is adharma. So like no, not following, not interested in following rules and regulations. So a person in ignorance, he will not make progress materially. He will not make progress spiritually. Now, a person in passion, he will make progress materially. And a person in goodness, no, he will make progress on the spiritual platform. No. Okay, so now this is plotted in a nice graphic. No, this one. So the human beings, civilized and uncivilized, and in that we have Vedic and non-Vedic. So like what we consider it to be dharmic, no, is the one who are followers of Vedas. No, we consider it to be dharmic. Even who are non-Vedic civilized people? Non-Vedic civilized people? So that is also part of it. And then another thing is like, no, almost all of us follow traffic rules and regulations. So like we are living in a civilized state, where people like to follow rules and regulations. And then there is economic control, there is political control, there is so many different this ones are there. So like rules and regulations means civilized. Uncivilized means no rules and regulations. No, so like that is uncivilized. So now in this morality, there is a certain portion of morality is called as dharmic. That means they are followers of Vedic system. So now like what is this civilized? No, so that is also like we have a very nice definition in Srimad Bhagavatam itself. So 11, 17, 20 and 21. So these two shlokas talk about so what is the civilized this one. So you will find that materially advanced countries, they will also have they will also have regard to all this kind of qualities. So this is Saucham, cleanliness. We find that many of the foreign countries are very clean, much cleaner than India. So like they are civilized country. Like definitely we can accept. Then Satyam, honesty. So like there is truthfulness is valued a lot. If anywhere untruth is there, so definitely even the material world, people find it to be like a vice and that needs to be punished. So and then Asteyam, that is like abstinence from thievery. So one should not steal another's property. So definitely in this world, this is like very much valued. This particular aspect is valued. And then Astikyam, faith, and Ahimsa, that is not causing unnecessary violence to other living entities. So this also like people accept. So people don't accept in terms of animal killing and all. Still there is a lot of this one is there. Sometimes they think that they don't have life, and many different philosophies they actually come up with. So only humans have the right to live and things like that. So but at least this conception is there. Abstinence from unnecessary violence. And then freedom from lust, anger, greed. So this is also something that people value these principles. And then welfare to all living entities. So the opposite to all of this is like uncivilized, and this is like civilized. This one. So amongst this is just being civilized. So amongst this, like there is followers of Vedas even more higher. So this is just the basic civilized. This one. So that is why sometimes like one of our Bhakti Vaibhav teachers, he was mentioning that one time there was a line for getting some train ticket or something like that, and then one devotee was there in the line, and then he wanted to go little cut the line and go in the front. So then another person in the front, he told, no Swamiji, like no हम तो रोज करते हैं, no like daily we do, बट अगर आप करेंगे तो हम धर्म के ऊपर जो विश्वास है वो चला जाएगा. So we cannot expect such kind of an action from you. So like no, you should be following this thing. So in this way, like people have a lot of expectation. So because this is the basic civilized, this one, no saucham, satyam, asteyam, astikyam, and then ahimsa, and then freedom from lust, anger, greed, and then bhuta priya hiteha. So like all these things are very basic. This one of civilized thing. So now then what is dharmic? What is considered to be like followers of Vedas? What they are expected to do? So in that, in the dharmic side, we find there is karmi, jnani, and bhakta. And amongst the bhakta, we have karma yoga, and we have maximized devotion and exclusive devotion. So these are all different categories within the dharmic, this one. So who is called a karmi? A person who's like following the Vedic Varnashrama, but his goal is only to make material advancement. So he is called karmi. And then who's called a jnani? So who's following the Vedic Dharma, but his goal is only liberation. So he's called jnani. But who is called a karma yogi? No, he is engaged in Varnashrama, he is engaged in karma duties, but ultimately his goal is to attain the lotus feet of the Lord. So ultimately he wants to go back to Godhead. His ultimate goal is to going back to Godhead, means the yoga title can be added. Otherwise, the yoga title cannot be added. So this is like, in the technical terms, it is called as minimized devotion or gunibhuta bhakti or karma yoga. So like that is how Srila Prabhupada also mentions that karma yoga is equal to buddhi yoga or bhakti yoga. So he mentions in the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, we find this thing. And we find the maximized devotion in the middle 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. And exclusive devotion is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita to some extent, in some places. So, yeah. So now, a definition of, like before we enter into this, like sometimes we tell that a person who is following karma, he is sometimes... So a person who is following karma, he is sometimes called as karmi, and a person who is following karma is sometimes called as karma yogi. So what is the difference between these things? So to understand all these things, we need to know the definition of these terms as well. Right? So what is the definition of these terms? So now, like karma means following of varna and ashrama duties. For men it is following of varna and ashrama duties. For women it is following of Stri Dharma. So this is called following of karma. So that is varnashrama duties or prescribed duties, what Srila Prabhupada mentions as prescribed duties. And what is the definition of jnana? What are we supposed to do in the jnana? So like in bhakti, we know 64 items are there. In that, like now Navavida bhakti is considered to be like very prominent, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam and things like that. And we know in karma also what people do. So they follow the varna and ashrama rules and regulations. And what do the jnanis do? So that is also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita 13 chapter, shloka number 8 to 12. So it talks about amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, kshanti, rarjavam, acharya pasanam, saucham, stairyam, atma vinigra. So like that, many this ones that are mentioned. So these are all considered to be not qualities. These are all actions. Just like chanting is an activity. You can chant, and then kirtanam is an activity. You can speak about the Lord. In the same way, humility also is an activity. What is that and how it is to be performed? So Srila Prabhupada nicely gives in the purport, for each of these things, how it can be practically implemented. So that has been, mentioned. So pridelessness, that's also an activity. Non-violence is an activity. Tolerance is an activity. So this is in Srila Prabhupada, in fact, starts the purport of this 13th, this particular shloka with this one. These 18 items, there are 18 discrete items. So these are all considered to be the process of knowledge. So if you engage in this process of knowledge, so you will attain knowledge. So what is knowledge? Knowledge means to see things as it is. Knowledge means to, at this point in time, so in the beginning stages of one's practice, so one is able to see only matter. So like nice gulab jamun is kept. So only thing that I can think of is, oh, this is nice and it can gratify my senses. This means ignorance. So like if I'm able to see something beyond matter, so and if I'm able to see, oh, this matter belongs to Krishna and it should be utilized in the service of Krishna. So something beyond matter, if I'm able to see, then slowly the jnana is actually arising. So earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, only to perceive this is not knowledge. Knowledge means to perceive. Beyond that, there is soul is there. Beyond that, there is super soul is there. So if I am able to perceive these things, so then it is considered to be knowledge. So, and how do I produce this knowledge? Not just simply by listening to this subject or trying to accumulate the data about this knowledge. So one has to practice these items of knowledge, or one has to practice the items of bhakti. The items of bhakti itself also can produce knowledge, or otherwise, like one has to execute the items of knowledge. So that is the way to actually produce knowledge, right? So generally speaking, to attain better material facilities, so one executes karma. To attain liberation, one executes jnana. And to attain the to enter into Vaikuntha Loka, one practices bhakti. So all of these processes have their own defined results. So like if I want to go back to Godhead, I have to perform bhakti. If I have to attain liberation, I have to perform jnana. If I have to get better material facility, I have to do karma. So it is and okay. So this is also there to attain better material facility in next life. No, not in this life. So attain better material facility in this very life means that is adharma only is option is there. और कुछ नहीं. मतलब एग्जाम लिख दिया, अभी रिजल्ट आ गया, उसको चेंज करना है तो like no, only way is adharma. Next exam, if I have to change the result, I can study nicely. But in this exam only, like I have to change the result, मतलब like कुछ तो गड़बड़ करना पड़ेगा. So like whatever comes as a result of my past activities, that I am getting it as my result now, तो उसको तो change नहीं कर सकते. So what I am supposed to do? Krishna mentions मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्ण सुख दुखदा आगम पायनो अनित्य स्थाम तितिक्षस्व भारत. जस्ट टॉलरेट. जो भी लिखा है तुम एग्जाम में वही रिजल्ट आएगा, तो ज्यादा कुछ फर्क नहीं कर सकते. जस्ट टॉलरेट. सो दिस इज समथिंग दैट कृष्ण मेंशंस. सो like in all legitimate yoga processes, they will always tell that current repercussions what you are getting, current amount of happiness and distress that you are getting, so you have to tolerate. That is what is the basic dharmic teaching, and in fact that's the first teaching that Krishna also gives to Arjuna. So one has to tolerate and one has to prepare for the next exam. And what exam, like there are so many exams are there, so what exams to prepare for? So then the scriptures ask, what is your goal? Your goal is material sense gratification, there is a different preparation. The goal is liberation, there is a different preparation. And goal is to going back to Godhead, there is a different preparation. But this bhakti yoga can satisfy all other things also. This in Bhagavatam, in the beginning it is mentioned, akama sarva kamo moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogene ejeta purusham param. So like you have akama, you don't have any desire. You have moksha kama, that means you want liberation, or like sarva kama, that is like all material desires. So whatever may be the case, so bhakti has the capacity to give results for all these things. The proof is, Dhruva Maharaj wanted so much of material facility, and just by executing bhakti only he got it. So in this way, like all possible things are, all possible results can be attained by practice of bhakti. But karma will only give results of karma, jnana will give only results of jnana. But bhakti can give results of all other things as well, right? So now, like karmi, jnani and bhakta is classified that one who follows karma yoga process and goal is sense gratification, he is called karmi. and one who follows jnana process, and then the goal is only liberation, he is called jnani. But if somebody follows a karma process without attachment to the results, and just to purify his heart and make advancement in Krishna consciousness, then he is given the title of devotee. So from there, the title of devotee actually starts. So this is what in the first nishkama karma. So like a nishkama karma yogi can also be called as a devotee. So because he doesn't have desire for making material progress, his only desire is to make spiritual progress. So, but he's engaged as a process, he's engaged in karma. So he can also be called as a devotee. And you will find in the Dhruva Maharaj also, like, he was practicing Ashtanga Yoga process, but then that is a process of that age. But his goal was to go back to the spiritual world. So, or like his goal was material at that point in time. So, but then it turned into a devotional process because like his primary goal is like his, he was engaged in on the angas of bhakti, primarily also. He was chanting, he was like doing deity worship, and he was like doing various different angas of bhakti as well, and smaranam also he was doing, right? So now just to put it in a graphical way, so karma sadhana with bhukti kamna means material desire is called karmi, and better than that is a person who is doing jnana sadhana with desire for liberation, and better than that is a person who is doing yoga sadhana with siddhi kamna, and better than that is a person who is doing karma sadhana without desire for any material things. So that means generally karma is the least, and better than that is yoga. Better than that is jnana, and better than that is yoga. But then a karma which is performed without any material desires, that is better than even this karma jnana yoga with localized desires. And better than that is a person who is engaged in maximized bhakti. That means more than 50% of his time, money, resources, everything is engaged in direct bhakti. So such a person is like even more, so they can actually expect liberation in one lifetime, or going back to Godhead in one lifetime. And then even more superior to that is exclusive bhakti. That means somebody who is fully engaged only in the angas of bhakti. So such a this one is like whenever he dies, he is going back to Godhead. So that is this one. That is this one over there. So now in the Bhagavad Gita, first 6 chapters, Krishna and Srila Prabhupada glorify Krishna consciousness. What is they are glorifying? That fourth item, that is karma sadhana. So that is the this one that is glorified as devotional service or Krishna consciousness in the first 6 chapters. So that is like a Krishna conscious devotee is better than or he is a karma yogi or he is a buddhi yogi. So that is mentioned over there. So now, like since we have just discussed about this aspects, so we will dive a little deeper into what does bhakti actually means. So we in the initial this one we saw that like karma means varnashrama duties, jnana means amanitvam, adambitvam, and things like that, and bhakti means shravanam, kirtanam, smaranam. So now let's see like little more deeper aspect of what bhakti is. So direct devotional service, and they are discreetly mentioned in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion, as 64 angas of bhakti. So anybody can remember some angas of bhakti, which is not there in the 9 Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. What is not there in that, like any other angas of bhakti from Nectar of Devotion? Observing Ekadashi, yes, that is an anga of bhakti. Yes. Tulsi Pradakshina is there. So in general, Pradakshina of a temple is also there. Then any other? Deity worship is there, Archanam is there in the Navavida Bhakti itself. And that is also Shravanam Kirtanam, that is also there in the Navavida Bhakti itself. Apart from this, accepting a spiritual master, rendering service unto him, inquiring from him, and things like that. That is there. So that is, yeah. Anything else? Visiting holy places. Visiting holy place. Panchanga Bhakti mein hai, but इसमें Navavida Bhakti mein nahi, at least. So yeah. So like that, many items are there. So now taking bath in a holy river, there are so many items are there. So the act itself is considered to be bhakti. No need to perform and offer it to the Lord. No, the act itself is considered to be bhakti. And it is very, very powerful, and it produces rapid advancement. So now we see, like in the Kartik month, we all know, tell the story of a rat, which was going to a temple and eating the ghee wicks, which was there. And then one day, like, as usual routine, he went and he ate. But then, like, the wicks had not become this one. No, abhi tak buja nahi hai. So like aag tha usme. And then when he bitten it, so he felt intense heat in the mouth. And then with the wicks in the mouth, like, he's jumping, and it came in the form of an arti. And he got the benefit of performing an arti, and because of intense heat, he died. No, so he performed an act of bhakti, and before he could perform anything else, he died. No, so so like he went back to Godhead, right? And then there is another. This one is also there in one of the Puranas. It is there. A bird, actually, it is about to die, and it fell from the sky, and a dog thought, like, no, हमारा महाप्रसाद मिल गया, like, no, उसको मुंह पे उठा लिया. And then the dog was just roaming around here and there, and he happened to circumambulate a temple. No, this bird did not even directly circumambulate the temple. He was about to die, and a dog caught him in the mouth, and he was going around, and this bird got the benefit of performing pradakshina, and he went back to Godhead, right? And then Garuda, like, he took up a snake, to have his meal. And then on the way, like, when the snake is, dying, like, the Garuda is going on top of Ganges, and the snake's tail touched the Ganges. And then when he's dying, he performed an act of devotion. All his karma got vanished, and he got 400 form. So then Garuda actually took him back to Godhead. So, like, in this way, we see these are all the amazing this is not exaggeration. This is the power of bhakti. Even small act of bhakti can produce tremendous results, actually. So this bhakti is among the 64 items. So the 9 are considered to be best. Bhajanera Madhya Shreshta Navavida Bhakti. Krishna Prema Krishna Dite Dara Mahashakti. So this is like, Navavida Bhakti, all of us know. What is the Navavida Bhakti? Shravanam Kirtanam, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. So this 9 are considered to be this one. Shravanam means to hear about the Lord, and Kirtanam is to speak about the Lord or glorify the Lord or chant his names. And then like Smaranam, to remember about the Lord. And then what is it? The next thing, Pada Sevanam. So like rendering practical services unto the Lord. And then Archanam, like deity worship. Vandanam. What is Vandanam? Offering obeisances and offering prayers. Both of these things comes. And then Vandanam, then Dasyam. So being a servant of the Lord. And Sakyam is like developing friendly relationship with the Lord. So that is not an initial sadhana. That is only in the perfected stage it can be done. And then Atma Nivedanam. So like offering one's everything, whatever one may possess in the service of the Lord. So like so these things are considered to be best amongst the 64 items. So that means, like, what it means to be best, that means, like, somebody may do a Bahu Anga Bhakti, like 64 items of Bhakti. But if somebody restricts his time only to perform 9 items, it's not that even a person who's performing 64 items, he will also be performing this Shravanam, Kirtanam and things like that. So because the arrangement in which the Bhakti is kept is without performing Shravanam, so you cannot do any activity of devotional service. So after performing Shravanam, and if you are stable in Shravanam, so then you can perform Kirtanam also. And then, like, after performing Shravanam and Kirtanam, if you want, you can perform Shravanam also. So like that, like, you cannot just do Pada Sevanam without performing Shravanam, Kirtanam and things like that. That is not possible. So that's, you cannot execute that Anga of Bhakti like that. So Shravanam Kirtanam is something very, very mandatory. This Navavida Bhakti is very mandatory for everyone. But somebody who exclusively performs only this Navavida Bhakti, he is considered to be great. It's like, otherwise this Navavida Bhakti is expected to be done by everybody. So then, like, another this one that is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Taramadhya Sarvashreshta Nama Sankirtan Niraparade Namalay Paya Premadan. So this is considered to be like Sarvashreshta. Even amongst these 9 items, so the topmost of all the items is Nam Sankirtan. So, but this is the most difficult item, correct, na? Most difficult, no? Nam Sankirtan. Means Nam Sankirtan, 1 round is easy, 4 rounds like little more difficult. 8 rounds is more difficult. 16 rounds is more difficult. And throughout the day chanting. This is what is talking about is Sarvashreshta is like only chanting throughout the day. So like nothing else apart from that. That is Sarvashreshta. It is like chanting the names of the Lord. Even a karmi in Vedic system is supposed to do chanting the names of the Lord. So like no exception for that. Everybody must chant the names of the Lord. So but here what is spoken is that one who is exclusively taking shelter of this is called Namashraya Bhakti, or this is called exclusive taking shelter of the chanting of the names of the Lord. So in fact, one devotee got very much inspired to do this. Oh, this is like the best of all the items. I want to practice this. And he went to like Vrindavan, Govardhan to practice this item. And this kind of a sadhana. And then he went and he took a guide also, like who is practicing this kind of a sadhana. And then he told I want to practice the topmost way of practicing bhakti. And then okay, fine, beat bag utalo and बैठ के jump करो. And then like after some time he asked अभी थोड़ा भूख लग रहा है, so like देखो, the sun is there when it comes to the center. We will go out for bhiksha, and whatever by the mercy of Radharani comes, we will accept it, and then again start chanting. So that's the package. That is the package. So then this person was looking at the sun only, when the sun will come to the center, and then the sun came to the center, and then they went for bhiksha, and then they accepted whatever came as bhiksha. They accepted as Mahaprasad. And then he told, Guruji, ye to spicy hai. Arey chup, whatever has come as mercy of Radharani, you should not complain. Just, take whatever comes. And then just simply chant, So, and this guy after few days, he told that, abhi, पेट खराब हो गया, like doctor के पास जाना है. Doctor, just chant and die, that's it. There is nothing else apart from that. This is the ekanga bhakti. It's very horrifying, very, very difficult. So now we have much better this one. Now we have all the angas of bhakti are given to us. We can do DT worship also, we can do bhoga offering, we can take prasadam also, and it is nice. Now this is what we are doing is like much better. So ekanga bhakti is very difficult. Very, very difficult. So that is Sarvashreshta. Tara Madhya Sarvashreshta Nama Sankirtan Niraparadi Namalay Paya Premadan. So and then, so like another thing that is mentioned. So this is another classification apart from this 9. So this is this is also a very nice thing. So this is something that devotees can try to do. In fact, in all our yatras and camps, we try to do this thing. And devotees can memorize this also. It is very, very nice. So let's try to sing this in the form of a bhajan. Right? Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavata Shabana. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavata Shabana. Mathura Vasa Srimurtira Shradaya Sevana. Mathura Vasa Srimurtira Shradaya Sevana. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavata Shravana. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavata Shravana. Mathura Vyasa Srimurtira Shradaya Sevana. Mathura Vasa Srimurtira Shradaya Sevana. So it is mentioned Sakala Sadhana is Shrestha E Pancha Anga. So there is amongst the 64, no, like this 5 is considered to be very, very nice. And Krishna Prema Janmaya, a Panchara Alpasanga. Even if somebody has a little bit of association or a little bit of slight performance of these 5 items, has the capacity to awaken the no Krishna Prema. So this is again no package of uh, like 5, no Panchanga Bhakti. This is called Panchanga Bhakti. So Panchanga Bhakti means not doing anything else apart from this 5. Even if somebody can do last one day of his life, no, this thing, or even last, no, like 6 months, 1 year, no, like, so that is the goal of all the, Vaishnavas, so that they may retire, from their, so many different responsibilities as quickly as possible. And towards the end of their life, they can actually focus on this Panchanga Bhakti. So this is something that, we are doing it in intervals, like when we come to satsang. So we are trying to do this Panchanga Bhakti. So we are trying to do Nama Kirtan, Sadhu Sangha, and then like we are doing Bhagavata Shravan. And then Mathura Vas is something different. Like, at least we are, the time we stay in the temple or in a center. So where only purpose of existence of this place is, like worship of the Lord. So this is also kind of, Mathura Vas. And then Srimurtaya Shraddhaya Sevan. So like DT worship also happens here. So in this way, so this Panchanga Bhakti, we get a glimpse of that when we come to our Sunday programs, Sunday fish programs. And when we go for Yatra, so we get a very good experience of this, because in Yatra, we are not going to do anything else apart from this 5 throughout the day. Basically the package is 24/7. Throughout the day, we should not do anything else apart from this 5. So that is like, that is why when we go for Yatra, you will find that you are very much energized, you are very much like, feeling, making lot of advancement in Krishna consciousness, because you have performed a package, which is superior in nature. And that is the inspiration, this is what your retirement life is going to be, so a glimpse of that you are actually finding it in the yatras, so like, post retirement, so we have to aspire for such a kind of a life where we perform this Panchanga Bhakti. And so then, is my regular job not bhakti? Is it bhakti or not? Whether I go to the office and do work and things like that? Is it there in the 64 items? No, it was not there. So, okay. So, it is considered to be indirect service, indirect devotional service. No. So, or Sangha Siddha Bhakti, which is technically called as, like indirect devotional service. And that also, if it has certain, attributes to it. So, if it is a dharmic work according to the Varnashrama and performed along with direct devotional service. So, it is not that simply going to office cannot become devotion. So, if it is like performed just to assist the devotional service, primary devotional service that I'm performing, so then this becomes, this becomes like, you are getting some monetary benefit and which you are utilizing in devotional service. Then because you are utilizing the results of this in devotional service, this work becomes devotion, and that becomes indirect devotion, not direct devotion. Direct devotion is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. That is direct devotion. So what is listed down as 64 items, that is direct devotional service. So this is called Sangha Siddha Bhakti, or indirect devotional service. And it also must be performed without attachment to the results. That means Nishkama. So that work has to be Nishkama. And the immediate profits of the work is utilized in the service of the Lord and desiring purification of heart and advancement in Bhakti. So such attributes are there. So then our job can also be termed as the what is that, indirect devotional service, right? So it is, in one sense, if we see like our jobs that we have right now, so it is in strict terms, if you want to categorize, it has to be categorized under adharma only, because like, so ultimate beneficiary is a meat eater or a drunkard or somebody like that. So but it is called as apad dharma because we don't have any other option. So like, we are, doing this particular this. And if we have a dharmic engagement, we would have not gone for this, like, the modern jobs. Modern jobs, Srila Prabhupada actually criticizes as, what is it? Sometimes he criticizes it as slaughterhouse or demoniac, this one and things like that, Ugra Karma and stuffs like that. So, like, because it is, the foundation is not based on Varnashrama Dharma. So that is why, like in the beginning, when Srila Prabhupada started ISKCON, so he created a system where, like, all devotees attend Mangalarti, then they do chanting, then they do Guru Puja, then they do Bhagavatam. Then after that, they go out for Sankirtan throughout the day, and they come back and they do evening Sandhya Arati, then Bhagavad Gita class, Krishna book reading, and sleep. No, this is the package that he gave, and he called it as a Sankirtan mission because Sankirtan is the only activity that is happening, in this one. And the moment he saw his followers were not able to do Sankirtan 24 bar 7, immediately he started speaking about Varnashram. No, he didn't wanted his people to go out and work in outside world. No, he immediately created an economic system where, like, Varnashram, so immediately he like purchased farm land, and then farm communities, like, he started giving instructions on that direction. So, like, if we can engage only in the angas of bhakti, it's very well and nice. Otherwise, the another thing that is another option that we have is varnashram. Now, since we have like, we don't have an exposure of varnashram and things like that, so at least we should as grahasthas, it is very important for grahastha devotees all the more to like work in such a direction that eventually, like, we go towards varnashrama. In fact, Srila Prabhupada also mentioned this modern economy will eventually fail, at some point in time. He predicted somewhere around 100 years. So already like 50 years is passed since the prediction. And, like, no, like, in such and such time, the modern economy will fail. And modern economy, because it is based on exploitation of nature, it's based on, like, so many unsustainable parameters, no? So it has to crash at certain point in time. And Srila Prabhupada told that time, people in millions will come and join our varnashram communities. Please, like, start your this one. So this is something that Srila Prabhupada desired and instructed ISKCON devotees. And so, like, ISKCON devotees are also trying and making research and trying to do. So it is, varnashram is not an overnight job. It is going to take quite a good amount of time. So it is like, it's not like a fast food. So, but definitely there is endeavor, and there is this one is going on in that direction. And so it's very, very important. So it is to perform nishkama karma yoga, or to perform bhakti in a normal way. So varnashram is a very, very important support structure. So now, like, the term yoga we discussed to some extent. So now we will read from Srila Prabhupada's own language. The culmination of all kinds of yoga practice lies in bhakti yoga. All other yogas are but means to come to the point of bhakti yoga. Yoga actually means bhakti yoga. All other yogas are progressions towards this destination. That means yoga word is used only if the person is doing bhakti, then only yoga can be used, right? So from the beginning of karma yoga to the end of bhakti yoga is a long way to self-realization. Karma yoga executed without fruitive desires, that means nishkama karma, is the beginning of the path, so beginning of the bhakti path, right? And fruitive activities or karma includes sinful activities also. So karma yoga, however, does not include sinful activities, but only good pious activities or prescribed duties. That is karma yoga. Then when the karma yoga increases in knowledge and renunciation, that stage is called jnana yoga. And when the jnana yoga increases in meditation on the super soul by various physical processes, and when the mind is on him, one has reached ashtanga yoga. So, and when one surpasses ashtanga yoga, one comes to the point of serving the supreme personality of Godhead Krishna, and one has reached bhakti yoga. So basically, so, like, karma yoga means, like, one can have the what is it one can live in the society without being a renunciant. So jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, and bhakti yoga, in a stricter sense, all of them demands renunciation. So, like, that is why bulk of the people will be following karma yoga, because that is the only yoga that can be performed without renunciation. All other yogas are mandates renunciation. So without taking sannyas, one cannot even touch jnana and ashtanga. So that is not possible. So, and bhakti yoga in a stricter sense, it's like quite a very this one, like, that also demands renunciation. So vairagya with the nija bhakti yogam, so it's like bhakti yoga is also vairagya vidya. So, like, that is why karma yoga is also considered to be bhakti. So but it is the minimized bhakti, right? So now you see that it is one single pathway towards what happened. Okay. So there is one single pathway. No, it's the whole path is considered to be bhakti, But in that, the first milestone is called, like karma yoga in Krishna consciousness, and second milestone is called jnana in Krishna consciousness, and third milestone, like yoga in Krishna consciousness, and then finally the thing is bhakti. So the whole path is called bhakti. So like even a person is there in the karma yoga milestone, so he is also considered to be a devotee of the Lord, and he is also a Krishna bhakta. So now we see that the definition of uttama bhakti. So we find that anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyana krishnanushilanam bhakti ruttama. So like one anyabhilashita shunyam, that means there should not be any adharma, or there should not be anything which is apart from karma, jnana, yoga and bhakti. So one should not perform anything else apart from that. So that is anyabhilashita shunyam. So in his word to word translation for this particular shloka, Srila Prabhupada gives anyabhilashita shunyam means like following four regulative principles. So no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, and no gambling. That means essentially no sin. No sin should be performed. And then jnana karmadi anavritam means one can perform karma, that is, one can perform varnashrama duties in bhakti. There is no like if somebody has a family, he is not rejected from bhakti. So if somebody has an aspiration, or somebody is performing amanitvam, adambitvam and things like that, so he's not rejected from bhakti. Only thing is, it should not be covering bhakti. That means what? Like in karma kanda, there is so many what is it? Kamya karmas are there. So if you perform this karma, you will become rich. If you perform this karma, like if you perform this yajna, you will become what is that? You will get some other material facility and things like that. Those things are bhakti avrita. It covers bhakti. And even demigod worship. So that also covers bhakti. So demigod worship is dharmic in nature. It is not adharmic activity, but it is dharmic activity which covers bhakti. So that is why devotees who are aspiring for going back to Godhead, so they avoid demigod worship. So all the sampradayas which aiming at going back to Godhead, so they avoid demigod worship. So in fact, even in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, so you find that so demigod worship is not like accepted over there. So in fact, they tell that in fact this one, if somebody is taking procession, if the Lord's procession is going and suddenly heavy rain comes, so the Lord can be taken into the demigod's temple if nearby a temple is there, but a Vaishnava should not take shelter of demigod temple. So like they go to that extent of telling that this one should take only shelter of the Supreme Lord. So one should not take shelter of anyone else apart from that. One should not take shelter of a politician or a powerful man or a Devi Devata or anybody. So one should have exclusive shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is something that Vaishnavas who aim at going back to Godhead in one lifetime, so they have that kind of a this one. So like, and jnana avritam means being attached to impersonal liberation. It covers bhakti. It doesn't allow us to progress in bhakti. So one should not commit sin, and one can perform karma jnana to the extent it doesn't cover bhakti. And definitely they should perform bhakti in a very nice way. That is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. So that has to be performed very, very nicely. And this is considered to be first class devotional service, Uttama Bhakti, right? And so this generally there is a notion is there, sadhana or a yoga means like it is 2 hours, 3 hours of sadhana and things like that. So, but no, sadhana is something that is to be performed 24/7. We don't have an option of performing like only, some time. So that is not the sadhana. Sadhana must be like 24/7. Okay. So now we come to another very important aspect, called the 30 common duties every human being is supposed to perform. So I will not get into too much of detail. So just, we will get into the list of items which is there. So what is this 30 common duties that needs to be performed by every single human being? Anybody has to be called as a human being, he must perform these 30 common duties. So what are these things? Truthfulness, mercy, austerity. Austerity means to observe fasting on certain days of a month, and then bathing twice a day at least, and then tolerance and discrimination between right and wrong, control of mind, control of senses, non-violence, celibacy, charity, reading of scriptures, simplicity, satisfaction, rendering service to saintly persons, gradually taking leave of unnecessary engagements, observing the futility of unnecessary activities of human society, remaining silent and grave and avoiding unnecessary talk, considering whether one is a body or soul, and distributing food equally to all living entities, both men and animals, seeing every soul, especially in human form of life, as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So this is the first 21. So basically, this first 21, no, it appears to be like jnana sadhana. It's very much goes in line with that amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, shanti, rajamam. So like now the next, how many more is remaining? 9. So what are the next 9? So, hearing about the activities of the Lord and instructions given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, chanting about his activities and instructions, remembering these activities and instructions, and rendering service, performing worship, offering obeisances, becoming a servant, becoming a friend, and surrendering one's whole self. This looks like Navavidha Bhakti. So, Navavidha Bhakti, the no, angas of Bhakti and angas of Jnana is mandatory for karma. So, one cannot perform karma yoga without Jnana and Bhakti, right? So it is very, very essential. So who is called as a Jnana Yogi? Who gives up karma and only performs bhakti and jnana is called a Jnana Yogi. And who is called a Bhakti Yogi? He performs only bhakti. No, so he is called Bhakti Yogi. But for Karma Yogi, he mandatorily have to perform bhakti and jnana. So this bhakti and jnana is not a like what is it, dispensable thing. No. So in Vedic system, everybody must chant 16 rounds. No, even a karmi is supposed to chant 16 rounds. No, it is like there is no question of like no giving up chanting. No, so like Prabhupada gives a very nice purport to this. This comes in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So very nice purport Prabhupada gives. In order that human being be distinct from animals, the great Saint Narada recommends that every human being be educated in terms of the above mentioned 30 qualifications. Nowadays there is propaganda everywhere, all over the world, for a state interested only in mundane activities. But if the citizens of the state are not educated in the above mentioned good qualities, how can there be happiness? For example, if the total populace is untruthful, how can the state be happy? Therefore, without consideration of one's belonging to a sectarian religion, whether Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, or any sect, everyone should be taught to become truthful. Similarly, everyone should be taught to be merciful, and everyone should observe fasting on certain days of the month, and everyone should bathe twice, cleanse his teeth, body externally, and cleanse his mind internally by remembering the holy name of the Lord. The Lord is one, whether one is Hindu, Muslim, Christian. Therefore, one should chant the holy name of Lord regardless of different linguistic pronunciations. Also, everyone should be taught to be careful not to discharge semen unnecessarily. This is very important for all human beings. If semen is not discharged unnecessarily, one becomes extremely strong in memory, discrimination, activity, and vitality of one's bodily energy. Everyone should also be taught to be simple in thought and feeling and satisfied in the body and mind. These are general qualifications of a human being. There is no question of a secular state or an ecclesiastical state. Unless one is educated in above mentioned 30 qualities, there cannot be any peace. So this is like very, very important. So in fact, no, like our education or our training of children also have to be based on this 30 principles, this 30 qualities, right? So that is when like nice civilized environment can be created. No, this is not to be like, not to speak about anything on bhakti. No, this is like even the basic, every human being is supposed to have these 30 qualifications. So now we see that one important conclusion comes. So in this 30 duties, 30 common duties, like 21 is items of knowledge and 9 is items of bhakti. So thus chanting 16 round is not sufficient to make us a devotee. So what makes us a devotee? So acting for the pleasure of the Lord and not having material desires and not having desire for liberation. So, and only have desire to going back to spiritual world. Then one person can be called as a devotee. No. So if he has desire for like better material facilities and so much of anxiety of kab mujhe like what is it? Hike milega, ye milega, wo milega, and things like that. So then, no, we are not yet devotees. No, devotees means no edricha labha santushta. Whatever by the will of the Lord comes. The top zip, small zip. So whatever by the will of the Lord comes, no one accepts, and then one has the desire for making spiritual progress and not having desire for making material progress. So then he's called, no, then he's called a devotee. So now we see that even in the definition of varnashrama also, varnashrama acharavata purushena parapuman Vishnu aradhyate panta na anyat tatosha karanat. So like, no, even the varnashrama is performed only for the purpose of worshipping Vishnu and not for any other purpose. So even the karma, no, has the core as its core as the bhakti, no. So like karma jnana and bhakti is always done as a package. So we can either perform karma jnana bhakti or jnana and bhakti or bhakti alone. So this is the different packages that is possible. Karma yoga means karma jnana and bhakti. No, not karma alone. No, karma alone cannot be practiced only. So in fact, karma loses its life, no, without the support of jnana and bhakti, and jnana loses its life without the support of bhakti. Bhakti alone is independent. No, it's not dependent on other processes. It can be performed alone. So, but the all other things have to be performed along with bhakti. So, no, like again, there is a nice shloka that talks Bhagavad Bhakti Heenasya Jati Shastra Japa Tapa Apranasya Dehasya Mandanam Lokaranjanam. If you remove Bhagavad Bhakti, any process that you perform, it is like Apranasya Dehasya. Matlab, mar gaya, process mar gaya. So process will not produce any result actually. So karma, if it has to produce its result of karma, so like imagine a person wants to go to heavenly planets and enjoy super good material facilities. What is the process that he is supposed to follow? He is supposed to follow karma. And what is that? It looks like he has to perform his chanting, reading, hearing, and he has to perform this items of jnana. That means he has to keep himself clean. He should not be pride. No, he should be like humble and all those things. And on top of it, no, he should also perform varnashrama duties, and he desires to go to heavenly planets. So then this is proper execution of sakama karma. So like, no, even a sakama karmi must chant, read, hear, and all those things are there. So without that, he will not get his desired result. No. So now, like we come to a very, very important this one. What are we subscribing to as a sadhana? So like this one is whole time, entire wakeful time is spent on the angas of bhakti, that is called exclusive devotional service or pure devotional service. So that is one package. And then the another package is more than 50% of one's time, resource, money, and everything is utilized in the direct devotional service. And on top of it, jnana and nishkama karma is performed. So that is considered to be maximized devotional service, and that also comes under pure devotional service category. And if I perform 2-3 hours of sadhana or 4 hours of sadhana, and then perform a little bit of activities of jnana and nishkama karma, so then it is called minimized bhakti or nishkama karma yoga or bhakti yoga. So this is like, this is bhakti yoga, and the previous packages are called as pure bhakti yoga, pure devotional service. So, and this nishkama karma has to be performed only for purification of heart and not for any material progress. So that is a very important criteria. And then like more than 50%, that criteria, like even Srila Prabhupada used to mention that once Haribol. So like more than 50%, that is spent on the like angas of bhakti. So that is also very important criteria for pure devotional service. So then we see that so Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Atayeva Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Ashanta. And so like a Krishna Bhakta, he is Nishkama. That means he doesn't desire for material sense gratification. He doesn't desire for liberation. So he is called as Nishkama. And that is why he is Shanta. Other people who are behind Bhukti Mukti Siddhi, so they are all Ashanta. So they are like Karmis, Jnanis and Yogis are Ashanta. So there is, okay, so now we will just get to a very important conclusion. So we are just nearing the conclusion. So this bhakti is very, very powerful, as we discussed before. And rapid progress, very, very rapid progress. Even a bird which is about to die, it performed an act of bhakti of circumambulating the temple, and it is going back to God. Its bhakti is very, very powerful. So, but when it is mixed with other processes, then it becomes slow. When it is mixed with sakama, material desires, then it becomes stopped. So like it doesn't make any progress. And then when it is mixed with offenses and sins, we make regress. So this is this one, like slow progress, no progress, and regress. So if you add no, with bhakti yoga, no, you add the angas of jnana and karma, so the progress becomes slow. No, so the progress becomes slow. And if you add material desires to it, the progress stops. No, and then if you like add offenses and sins to it, no, wherever we are, like from there we make regress. So what is technically called a progress? So jnana vairagya, no, so that is the previous shloka that was there. So bhakti pareshanabhava virakti anyatra chaisha trika ekakala prapadya manasya yatashnasu tushti pushti shuddhapayonugasha. Just like, no, if you are hungry, no, you are eating. So what all things happen? Three things happen: tushti, pushti, and shuddhapaya. So that is, you get nourishment, and tushti means you get satisfaction, pushti nourishment, and shuddhapaya the hunger gets reduced. No, these three things happens. So in the same way, like when you do prapadya manasya, when you surrender into the Supreme Lord and follow the practice of bhakti, so three things happens. Bhakti, no, that means your attachment to Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam increases. Paresha Anubhava, direct experience of the Lord happens. And then Virakti, detachment from this material world happens. So these three things are progressively increasing. That means we are making progress. So like we are getting more and more attachment to Shravanam, Kirtanam. We are getting more and more direct experience of the Lord, and we are getting detached from material things. So that means we are making progress. And that highest progress can come from practice of bhakti. And if it is added with other processes, the process becomes slow. Our progression becomes slow. And if we add material desires, it stops. And if we add offenses and sins, then we regress. So I just try to put it in a graphical way, so that bhakti added with karma becomes slow, and added with material attachment. So this story, like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur mentions that a marriage party, so they got onto a boat, and then they wanted to go to another village. Next day is marriage, and then the whole night they were rowing the boat, and morning they got up and saw like they were there only. And they saw that like they didn't remove the anchor. Like anchor that will be there, they didn't remove. So in that same way, one may practice bhakti, one may chant 16 rounds, one may like read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and all those things. But if he doesn't give up material attachment, then he will be there only. He will not make any progress. Not 1 inch of progress will happen actually. So that is very important. To remove the anchor is very important. And offense is considered to be a mad elephant. So like so it just destroys this one. Whatever jnana vairagya that we have developed, that will be destroyed. So then we'll come back to square one. So, and rarity of pure devotional service is glorified. Muktanam api siddhanam narayana parayana sudurlava prashantatma kotishvapi mahamune. So it is very, very rare to find a pure devotee. So like, who's Narayana para. He is ready to do anything for Narayana. So like, such a person is very, very rare. Kotishvapi mahamune. So even in ISKCON also, you will find that like who is spending, they're earning more than 50% for direct devotional service, who's spending their time more than 50% in Shravanam, Kirtanam, and missionary activities. Like that means more than 9 to 10 hours in a day spent only in the angas of bhakti. So that is quite rare. Very, very few will be there. So that is, scriptures also admit very, very few people will be there. So in that category. So, and like Sudurlama Prashantatma Kotishvapi Mahamune. So it is like, even one you find in millions. That is like very, very rare. Okay. So with this, I pause. There is another, this one that is there, section that is there. So we will not get into that. So with this, I pause. So okay. So towards the end, I have one nice, this one. Okay. Esham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam drida vrata. So until we subscribe to a sinless process, like as we had mentioned in the marriage party example, in the same way, like here also. So until unless we accept a sinless process of karma, jnana, and bhakti, or jnana and bhakti, or exclusively bhakti, so like which is free from offenses and sins. So like if a vehicle engine failure is there, so you give accelerator, so like warm करके like बहुत sound आएगा, बहुत धुआं निकलेगा, but गाड़ी move नहीं होगा actually. So in the same way, like if we practice like with offenses and with sin, or with like improper packages and things like that, so then no, it may appear that we are doing so many things, but we will not be able to make progress. So, in order to make progress in Jnana Vairagya, so one has to practice no devotional service in a proper way with a proper guidance of an expert who knows this karma jnana and bhakti in a proper way, and so he can make nice progress in Krishna consciousness. So with this I pause. Any questions, comments we can take? Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Correct. So we have turned the question that when you have desire with bhakti, so will be no progress will be there.
Material desires.
With the, so how means kappa means some desire is there. So how to distinguish my desire is material or devotional?
Which one?
So many desires are there, right?
Hmm.
That's why we're performing karma.
Mhm.
So some desire
No,
is
no.
there.
So there is two reasons for which karma can be performed. One is that my material attachment is not complete, no, completely purified. No. So like for example, Arjuna, he was telling that no, I don't have desire for big kingdom. I don't have desire for no all this property and things like that. So I am walking off the battle. No, I don't want to fight this battle. So, but then, like Krishna insisted, even you don't have desire. So, if somebody doesn't have a material desire, then he doesn't need to do varnashrama duties. And why should Arjuna fight? No, for a Kshatriya, fighting is his duty. So, like Arjuna is telling that no, I don't have desire. Material progress ka desire nahi hai. So, like no, don't force me to fight. Like no, I'm just giving up my material duties. Then Krishna says you cannot give up. No, why you cannot give up? Because like you may not have a goal, material goals, but still your no heart is not purified of material desires. So there is difference between a material goal, no what I want to achieve in the next life, and there is no my mind is contaminated with material desires. So if my mind is contaminated with my material desires, but my goal is to go back to Godhead, so then I must perform karma. So with detachment, no, I have to perform karma with detachment. So that process will slowly purify the heart of all the material desires. So when the heart is purified of all material desires, then one can proceed to jnana and bhakti. So in a higher way, no, he can actually proceed like that.
Just can I ask? So actually, these desires are there. Sometimes we may so we say if our goal is to go to God island. Sometimes we are so much occupied with our desires that we have just forgot about bhakti. So at that time we are.
So then sadhu sangha we should take. No, ultimately you are convinced of the goal of going back to Godhead. So you should take sadhu sangha. So regularly, no, we should read, hear, and no attend, no satsang programs, so that no this is kept very alive. That my goal is to go back to Godhead, and like no why what I am doing, my activities, my work, that also must be dharmic. No, I should not no tell lies or cheat or no do any what is that like sinful kind of activities to earn money. So that I should not do. So I should do my activities in a dharmic way. And no, there may be like some this one ki like, oh, if you take some bribe or if you do some illegal activity, you can earn more. So then, like one is immediately a devotee is thinking that who am I? I am a devotee. I am trying to perform nishkama karma and bhakti. So like no, my goal is to go back to Godhead. तो भगवान तो पेट भरने के लिए जो चाहिए वो तो दे रहे हैं. So like now, like why should I get into some illicit activity or illegal activity and things like that? So it will hamper my no path back to Godhead, because that comes under the category of anyabhilasha. So anyabhilasha must be zero. So I should not do any other activities, and no with that, along with that, I should perform bhakti. So just for purification of heart, a devotee, a sincere sadhaka, he performs his material activities in a dharmic way. No? Right.
Two concepts are there.
Yes.
Thank you for this wonderful class. So my question is, so we learned many times from our senior that if we chant properly, then what we uh, discuss this our material desires and this even the sins also will get clear with time if we do chanting properly. But same time we are also learning that if we have material desires and the sins, then will not get progress. So what is the
Yeah, so chanting, this is mentioned in the scriptures. No, it's mentioned in the scriptures. There is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is this one that Bahu Janma Kari Yadi Shravana Kirtan Tabuna Payebe Sri Krishna Charan. So like it is, if it is accompanied with offenses and sins, no, that is why you see, no, like before we start our chanting session in the morning program, so like we chant the 10 offenses. So why? Because chanting without this 10 offenses produces that results. So like that. So it has to be free from bhajana. Must, like in that sloka that I quoted also, uh, like there is in this Niraparadi Namalai Paya Premadan Taramadhya Sarvashreshta Nama Sankirtan Niraparadi Namalai Paya Premadan, right? So we see. So here also it is, this clause is added, Niraparada Namalai. So that is the precondition to it actually. Non-offensive performance of bhakti. Yes.
I have one question.
Yes.
As you mentioned, that there are different grades of doing the devotional service, like Navavida Sakti is more
Navada
powerful.
Bhakti.
Navada Bhakti, and then Panchanga Bhakti, then Taramadhya Sarvashreshta Nama Sankirtan. And some places Mahaprabhu also mentions, like Kodingram devotees, when they ask, like what we should do, then he says that Prabhu Kahe Vaishnav Seva Nama Sankirtan Duhi Kara Sigra Bhabi Krishna Charan. Even Lord Shiva also mentions, right? Like Tadyanam Parataro Devi, Tadyanam Upasanam, Tasmat Parataro Devi.
Yeah. So Tadya Seva cannot be without Krishna Seva.
Yes.
So Krishna Seva, the primary activity of Krishna Seva is Nam Sankirtan. So that is why it is called the Yuga Dharma. So like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like even if he tells Vaishnava Seva, in that he will add Nam Sankirtan. Even if he tells Navavida Bhakti, in that also Nam Sankirtan is there. Even if you analyze our whole this one, so can you do Vaishnava Seva without offering Bhoga to the Lord and serving the Vaishnava? It's not possible.
Yes.
So without performing service to Krishna, you cannot do Vaishnava Seva.
So my question is, like when these two, at the same time, these two things are conflicting. So when
not conflicting.
No, I mean, suppose we are chanting and suddenly some Vaishnava needs some seva or some phone call comes and he says that some has to be done. So at that time,
in order to chant very nicely, you have to attend to that Vaishnava Seva.
Yes.
So if you don't attend to the Vaishnava Seva, then like Krishna will not be pleased.
It has to be urgency, or we can postpone, because
see, if you have taken up to Ekanga Bhakti of you have retired to a Vrindavan or Govardhan or Mayapur, and then you are doing Ekanga Bhakti, then you don't have any responsibilities. So, and no Vaishnava will approach and disturb you also, because there is no phone only. Na kidhar se phone call aayega. So, like, but if you are doing Bhaguanga Bhakti, then you have to do all these things.
Then we have to pause the chanting or pause the seva.
We have to see like how
do the
you have to see how important and urgent it is.
Depending on the situation specific.
And even while doing the seva, you have to take him to ICU. So it is not that chanting at the time is not varjita. You should constantly chant the names of the Lord. So if you analyze our daily activities also, Arati, during that time we chant, right? So Bhoga offering, during that time we chant. And so like, all other activities we are chanting. And during chanting time, you should only chant. You should not do anything else. So from this you can understand the most important activity, Taramadhya Sarvashreshta Nama Sankirtan. Yes. So even in Vaishnava Seva, how will you serve Vaishnava? You organize a Kirtan program. So, and Vaishnava will be pleased with that. So Nam Sankirtan, without Nam Sankirtan, you cannot do Vaishnava Seva.
In between the chanting, suppose some interruptions came, and depending on the urgency, we should address, like stopping the chanting, right? Not
stopping the chanting in the beats, but tongue should continue to chant.
Okay.
Okay. Hare Krishna. So, Prabhu. Yeah.
So you mentioned while answering to Shivu's question, there are sometimes some people may not have desires, but they will be contaminated with the metal. These two states can you explain?
So there is goal. What I want to become in my next life, or what is my dream to become? So I want to become an Indra, or I want to become a big king, or I want to have material facilities and things like that. So that is considered to be a block. in Krishna conscious, in making advancement. But if somebody has what is it, material desires, no, because no, that is his state of existence. So then that has to be purified by the execution of these things, and that is what is like termed as making progress. In fact, this one jnana, vairagya, and bhakti. In the vairagya means no reduction of these material desires. No, so that happens in the this one. So that is like one is the state of existence, and another is what you want to achieve in the future. So if I have a cherished material goal, then that stops the progress. That stops the progress in the this one. So when we call it as material desire, so like that means a cherished material goal. Yes. It's not closed properly.
So somebody who may not doing his activities for some material goal, but he still may be contaminated with his
What is it? Yeah, sadhaka. No, sadhaka's beginning stage is contaminated with material desires only.
explicitly is not doing for some material goal.
Yeah. So his goal, his prayer itself is like, no, my heart is filled with kama, krodha, lobha, moha, and things like that. No, Krishna, please purify this, and then you exclusively stay in this heart. So that is his goal. So, but if he is too much contaminated with material desires, so then the process that he needs to adopt is karma yoga. Karma yoga in Krishna consciousness. He cannot be allowed to take renunciation. Like that. Yes. Yes.
Sometimes your goal like I am in Grasta life. I will earn this much money and make my children settle and all. I will take up so that I can take a full time devotional service. What kind of desire is that?
No, that is not just sufficient. No, to take full time devotional service, one in the heart also should have developed sufficient vairagya. So without that, if somebody attempts to do full time devotional service, no, he'll miserably fail. Within short time, he'll come back. No, sustain nahi kar payega. So financial stability is alone is not sufficient. That is good. No, we must plan for that. So, but that it alone is not sufficient. So one also has to develop sufficient jnana vairagya in the heart. So that is when he'll be able to.
But how will see that goal is?
It's good. It's good. It's good. So material activities must be performed for the purpose of ultimately coming to the exclusive bhakti. That's good.
That 8 to 7 so that in that mode we should not deviate from bhakti.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Anybody from Mataji's side? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class, Prabhu. Prabhuji, the Sakamaka means they have no connection with the Supreme Lord. Means they do not accept the supremacy of the.
No, they have to accept the supremacy of the Supreme
But
Lord.
they do demigod worship to attain material for the next life. They do demigod worship. Prabhuji, like you said, like they'll be chanting.
Yeah.
They will do only demigod worship to attain.
No. See, even demigod worship also, you carefully analyze the prayers that are offered in the demigod worship. So you know, like anybody is doing Ganesh Homa or something like that, without chanting the name of Vishnu, they cannot perform demigod worship. It's not possible. So without chanting the names of Vishnu, without invoking Yajna Purusha, so like see the whole process of worship is you have to like pass on something to the Devata, and Devata will not accept anything which is not Vishnu Prasad. So like the all procedures and rituals, if you carefully analyze, Vishnu's name is like the central this one. So without that you cannot like. So if you remove that also and exclusively perform demigod worship, that is called demoniac. He is not Sakamakarmi, he is a demon actually. So that is why Vishnu Bhakta Bhaved Daiva Asurim Tad Viparyaya. So like the definition itself is one who is not an Asura will have the Vishnu Bhakti is the center. And if you can analyze all the Karma Kanda rituals, everywhere Vishnu's name will be there. So that is the way it is constructed.
Prabhuji, like when from the ritual, they would invoke the Vishnu's name, but you said the 9 angas of bhakti, So exclusively chanting will they do Prabhuji? Like
Yeah,
Sakama
yeah, yeah,
Karma?
yeah, yeah. They have to. They have to, like, in part of rituals, they will, it'll come as a part of rituals. I'm just telling in ISKCON context, but as part of rituals, like, in many different sampradayas, like, chanting, counting and chanting is not there. So that is okay. But they will be performing the utterance of the names of the Lord. So will be their part of their rituals. They'll have to chant many mantras. So in order to perform their rituals, and in that it will come. But if they don't accept the supremacy of Vishnu, so then it becomes demonic.
Hariksetra Prabhu, you mentioned that Anya Bilasita Sunyam, that Jnana Karma, so we have to do without desire, any desire for, we have to work for the
No,
Lord.
no, no, no. Anyabhilashita shunyam means no sin.
No, so the
Four
principles
regulative
we have to
principles.
follow.
Jnana karmadi anavritam means jnana and karma are allowed to the extent it doesn't cover bhakti. Yeah.
It is possible, Prabhu, to practice to the extent.
Yeah, yeah. So that means, like, no, the practice that is given in ISKCON is of jnana karma dhyana. So where, like, you are advised not to get employment in some gambling house or slaughterhouse or something like that, and no, you have to take an employment which is not against the four regulative principles. No, so that is like the best possible dharmic activity that we can do, and the result what comes, like, we have to utilize in the service of the Lord, and not going for, like, this one, not cherishing any material desires, and not cherishing desire for liberation.
Favorable to Krishna desire.
So then it comes under the category of Uttama Bhakti, like that.
Thanks.
Hare Krishna. So, like, one or two points, like, no, one from Prabhuji's side, one from Mataji's side, we can share and then we can close. One point from something that you liked in this session, so you can share one of. Yes, and give the mic.
Hariksetra Prabhu, you shared Panchanga Bhakti. Whenever we go for
Yatra.
yatras, the Sadhu Sangha, and
Nama
chanting the
Kirtan.
holy name, and having visiting the dham place, and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, and taking deity worship. That is.
It's
I
not
think
visiting the dham; it is
it's
residing
really
in the
residing in the dham.
residing in the dham. Yes.
That
Nice.
is, you said, even if we are not doing that, at least at 5 we have to concentrate at the end of the life, at least.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Nice thing. Hare Krishna. One from Prabhuji's side, anybody would like to share some points?
So at first we see the classifications like how the bhaktas can. So there we started like karma yoga only. We see that okay, yoga, wherever there is yoga, so there is like attainment to the back to goddess. Then we went bit deeper that if there is three types like karma yoga, jnana yoga, and bhakti yoga. Ultimate should be like bhakti yoga, and if karma yoga may leads to like desires, lots of desires, and here upliftment in our material qualities and next level. Then again we see in that same karma yoga that if we are too much attached to our mental activities and all these things, it will lead to karmi. But without attachments on all these things, we can really be bhaktas, like devotees used to say. So the classification of karma yoga in various categories, like most of us will fall on this thing. So it's really essential for us to know like what is karma yoga with as the devotee, what we need to be in the karma yoga.
Nice. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.